Hello and welcome. Welcome back to Bristol City Football Club as we prepare for our 25th league match of this season. And it's a home tie against Luton Town, who we have beaten before. We met them earlier in the season, and away match, obviously. They tend to do that in football, that's how I come to understand. And that was a 1-0 victory in our favour. Can we repeat that as we meet them on our own turf? But before we get into that, we have some news from the contracty, transfery market kind of place. We've had this player, Ashley Williams, who I've not really used. He's not a bad player, but he's getting on a little bit. He's 35 years old, and I think the news is from all the backroom boys, all the team who look after the team, as it were, that he's not quite, there's not a great deal more good playing time in him. So we've received 3 transfer requests already from Hamburger, Hanover and Dynamo. I'm not quite sure why all these European teams want him as opposed to British teams, but I'm not going to ask any questions. And if we look at the coach report, if we look at what Dean Holden, our assistant manager, says about Ashley, yeah, he's brave, he likes the big matches, he's got lots of experience, he's good in the air, and he's got leadership potential. I mean, he is a leader within the sort of social groups within the team, but he's not particularly fast anymore. We're not going to see much more improvement at his age, and he can only play in that one position. So as the sort of summary says there at the bottom, a good squad player, but we reckon he's past his best. So what we're going to do, we're going to accept all those transfer inquiries and see what comes out of the wash as we go through those negotiations. As usual, we have news from the medical centre. Yay! And everyone looks as if they're ready to play, but I'm not quite sure they're all sort of match fit just yet. Certainly Jay De Silva and Famara Deadu, they're players with great skills, and I don't want to risk them being off for any longer than they have to be. So I don't think we'll be playing those 2 guys today. But Filip Benkovic, he's looking fairly good. His condition is a little bit, average, 86% as opposed to 90 plus. But yeah, the team reckon he's ready to go. It was only a minor injury anyway that he suffered previously, just sprained ligaments. So we may well see him in the squad for the next match. Now, one player I am also considering for the next match is, and I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, Seiko Jana. 19-year-old Gambian who's been with the team for quite some time now, playing through, certainly Bristol teams generally, according to his biography here, Cadbury, Heath, Luton Town, Torquay. That's not quite so Bristolian, is it? But that was a loan, so we'll let that one pass. Been keeping an eye on him in the youth teams for a little while. He hasn't played that many matches, but the team sort of looking after him and following and developing him on the training grounds, the medical centre and so on, are giving me some very good reports. So what I'm going to do, we're going to move Seiko into the senior squad. I think he's about ready for that, and certainly if we take a look at some of the attributes we've got here, everyone's looking very positive. He's not quite there yet perhaps, but everyone describes him as though they use the word exciting, and you can see there towards the bottom right here how he fits into, how he compares to our sort of existing squad players. Andres Vyman, Diadu, Naki Wells. Yeah, he's in there. He's not that far behind, and he's only 19. Certainly if we compare him to our existing senior players, I mean, there's a good sort of match here. You can see here in the air, he's fast, he's got a good technical view of the game. So he's a match here for Benik Afobe, who really has been playing well as our lead striker, I think. He's not quite ready yet. He doesn't quite have the stamina. His attacking vision and his mental perspective on the game isn't quite at the same level yet, but I reckon we could get there with Seiko. And if we compare him to Naki Wells, well, yeah, Naki is a little bit shorter, so there he has that. But yeah, Jana is that much better in the air. And otherwise, as you can see, the attributes sort of spread here. he's looking really good. I think he could be a good player for our squad going forward. The only issue I've got is I've got quite a few players in the youth teams and also currently on loan who are really eligible for that striker position. So we'll see how he goes. So we might well be seeing Psycho in the squad list for this upcoming match. Oh, and would you believe it? There he is. I've decided to put him in. It's a fairly standard squad, I think, today. Jack Hunt, Callas, Benkovic and Pereira in the back row. Bentley doing the goalkeeping duties for us. Callum O'Dowda, he's making a good, solid return from injury. So we'll put him out there on the right-hand side. Henriksen, he had injuries at the very beginning of the season and has recently been suspended for a little bit of foul play. Yes, he's been off for a good few weeks now, so we're going to put him back in. He is good. We just need to make sure he can control his temperament. Casey Palmer and Nicholas Eliasson, there's no questions asked about why they should be in the team. They're quality. And up front, we're going to put Benik Afobe in there and Seiko Jana. He's got the edge in the air over Naki Wells, who would otherwise be playing in that position. And I think this is a good opportunity to get him out on home ground against a team that we should be capable, more than capable, of beating. So let's see how this match does actually play out. Okay, I said about 10 minutes or so ago, this is a match we should win quite comfortably. I think a 4-goal difference is quite a comfortable win. 5-1, Bristol City. That's one of our best results so far of the season. I'm very happy with that. Again, the highlights package is probably skewed a little bit in terms of the parts of the game it shows, but we certainly did control that. We were in their half pretty much the whole of the first 45 minutes. One of the things I've noticed in this match and in some of the previous matches is we tend to sort of fade a bit in the second half. And I think that happened here somewhat. It could be due to the fact that we do play a very attacking and quite a fast game. So it may be that we just need extra stamina and extra sort of physical capability in the team. But we'll see that going forward. But that was nice. 5 goals up front in the first half. All of them beautiful goals. Absolutely. I love watching every one of them. From a tap in, from a good cross, from a slice shot in from just outside the box. Beautiful goals. So we may well show them as a little package at the end of this video as well. The slightly concerning thing here, again, is the number of yellow cards. I don't think we're in line for another fine like we were, was it the Sheffield Wednesday match? Where we had 5 or 6 yellow cards and the Football League weren't terribly happy with us and we were fined because of that. But yeah, we do play quite a physical game, and that is the instruction I give the team, is get stuck in as opposed to sort of standing back from the tackles. Well, we'll see what comes out of that. But yeah, a really sound match, I think. Nicholas Eliasson, of course, man of the match. And our new boy, Jana, he didn't get on the score sheet. And I think one of the sheets that I'm not going to show you today did have him marked down with a little red thumbs down thing on it, saying he didn't do these things terribly well. But I think overall in the match he played quite well. He was there, he was busy, he had a good eye for the ball, I think, and passed it when he needed to. So I think that was quite a creditable first match for Psycho Jana. And I'm going to pronounce his name differently, I think, on every video. Oh, and there's a sheet I was talking about. I am going to show it to you today. Yeah, 0 overall chances, which isn't great for an attacker, for a striker. But, I mean, he was there. He was in the mix, I think, most definitely. And apparently he wasn't terribly good at heading. Yeah, he was in this team because of his height and his aerial skill. But, okay, we'll look past that. But I like these charts, and I like them for this match particularly because they're mostly showing we did best. A 53% possession ratio compared to their 47%. I like that. We don't usually have such obvious dominance in terms of possession, so that's good. We're making progress in there. Everywhere else, I think we were ahead of the game. Our tackles won, our pass completion. We didn't win quite so many headers as they did. Slightly disappointing, but what the heck. But again, our shots on target, off target, our clear-cut chances, all well ahead of Luton. They really weren't given the chance. Yeah, so I think we did rather well there, and certainly the average rating at the bottom there, 7.96 for us and 6.6 for them. Yeah, their goalkeeper he didn't have a good day. And the lovely people at 442 describe it as a 5-star Bristol City triumph. 5 stars. I wonder why they use that particular phrase. Most definitely, yep, that was a good match for us. And again, just confirmation that Nicholas Eliasson did a really good job and was awarded the Player of the Match accolade. A less good job, though, Pedro Pereira. Yeah, he's playing in a defensive role, so we expect him to get in amongst it, tackle, get involved. But yeah, apparently you're not supposed to earn quite so many yellow cards in a season. So I haven't been counting, but I'm quite surprised that he has picked up 10 so far this season. At the end of that, you would have thought a 5-1 victory should surely put us at the top of the league table. But no, it doesn't, because Fulham won again. Darn it. Yeah, 3-0 at home against Stoke. So we're still there. We're tied on points. The goal difference is shrinking slightly, so they're now only 2 goals ahead of us on that counter. But other than that, we are still 7 points ahead of the 3rd and 4th teams, Swansea and Leeds, who presumably also won this week. And that's it, I think. We're going to leave it there. We are going to be facing Brentford in our next match. So stay tuned for that, and I'll just leave you as usual here with the social media response. And as you can see, it's full of praise for the team, and in particular Eliasson, but there is bound to be at least one odd voice in here, and I'm not going to highlight it because there's always negativity out there somewhere in social media, and we're just going to just glance straight past it, pay it no heed, because the guy did good. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this match. If you have, be great to hear from you. A little bit of a like would be lovely. If you've got anything to offer in terms of advice for someone who clearly doesn't actually understand football but just loves playing this game, I'd love to hear from you. Just drop a note into the comments box below. Other than that, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please do. You could do that now, and that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play videos. And as I said, next time we'll be playing Brentford Town, so I'll see you for that. But in the meantime, I'll let you play out with those 5 spectacular goals.